In lap 1, we'll be going 4 wide in our tillage competition. Our face-off growers will be scoring each tractor in some critical performance attributes, including torque and lugging ability, power to the ground, and ride comfort. More than just horsepower, it's going to take some heart to lead this lap. Well, these machines have been going wheel to wheel all morning long. Let's check in with David Fawn in the Challenger. David, what are you feeling out there?
Well, I like the cab a lot. A lot of room in it. The air conditioner is working good, and the air conditioner is quiet. The cab's very quiet. I like the transmission most of all. If you give me the tractor, I'll take it home with me today. I normally ride in a Deere, and this ride is comparable or probably a little smoother than the Deere on a lot less fuel. We're burning half a gallon an acre right now.
Well, these machines turning over dirt side by side all morning long. Let's check in with Greg Sadoff, who's in the New Holland. Greg, how's that machine performing?
It's not very good, Jason. It just kind of shakes a lot. I don't really know how to describe it necessarily. I think this one was right at the bottom of my list anyway. I can't imagine taking a grain buggy on this thing and going across these tracks. Son of a could beat you to death.
You know, these machines pack plenty of power under the hood, but they're also packed with technology, which brings us to our Precision Ag Moment, brought to you by AGCO's Fuse Technologies, connecting your farm enterprise like never before. And from one Jason to another, Jason O'Flanagan here with us, Senior Marketing Specialist from AGCO. And Jason, we're talking about tillage. What is important when talking about tillage?
The most important things are efficiency and effective use of your machine. AGCO's AutoGuide 3000 system allows you to have better efficient use of your machines.
Well, what sets the AutoGuide 3000 apart from the rest of the competition?
Ease of use and the fact it's designed to work with our vehicles, plug and play.
So AGCO's Fuse Technologies and the AutoGuide 3000 making things a lot easier for a lot of the growers, increasing efficiency and reducing input costs. The tillage round, Jason, it's almost done. Our growers ready to hit the finish line. Let's check in with Ali Lucia again and see how they scored.
Thanks, Jason. While there was plenty of dirt to go around, looks like our growers and machines kept it pretty clean out there. Now it's time to see how they fared in lap 1. Scott, I was just looking at your score sheet, and it looks like the Challenger and the John Deere were pretty close, but you gave the Challenger 1 extra point in torque and lugging ability. Why is that?
It seemed like it had a little more power to the ground than the Deere in the case. In the New Holland, it didn't have it anywhere close.
How important is lugging ability for you, and why did you give Challenger the best score?
Main thing is where we farm, we have a lot of rough ground, a lot of rocks, and I need something that will get up there and pull. And it seemed like it would, get after it in the harder dirt.
Overall performance, which one did you feel was the best?
Toss up between the John Deere and the Challenger. Probably give the Challenger a slight edge.
It seemed like the Challenger put the power to the ground, and it didn't lug like the other ones did. It seemed like it had the power to keep running, and it wasn't falling down on its face.
Oh, that Challenger engine it's something that's going to be dealt with in the future between all of the companies. That transmission seemed to really get it done.
Well, we've certainly seen some serious power out there today, and power is the name of the game when it comes to pulling the largest implements. I'm happy to be joined by Connor Bergen, Senior Marketing Specialist for AGCO. And Connor, the Challenger looked like it performed really, really well out there today. What's the secret?
Well, Jason, the secret is getting the power to the ground. And that's something that the Challenger simply does better than anybody else in the industry. Now, when we take a look at all 4 of these machines, they've got plenty of horsepower to spare, no question about it. But it's not just about horsepower, it's about torque, and it's about getting the power to the ground.
Well, it seems like you've gotten some pretty good feedback from the growers to this point, but you've also got good feedback in the statistical department, too.
We sure do. In fact, we've ran some dyno tests on these machines. And when you take a look at the test results, you'll notice the Challenger MT685D sustains a very high level of torque for a long period of time or across a wide range of working engine RPMs. Whereas when you take a look at the John Deere 8335R, you'll notice that it peaks its torque and then drops off.
Well, why is that important to the growers?
Well, that's really important for two reasons, Jason. One, when we're able to sustain a higher level of torque across a wider range of engine RPMs, that means that we're not having to slow the tractor down. We're not having to shift down. We're not having to pull the implement out of the ground. So ultimately that translates into better productivity for the customer. Secondly, when we're able to achieve higher torque at lower engine RPMs, that means reduced fuel costs. And that's something all of our growers want today.
That sounds pretty impressive. I guess the next question is, how'd you do it?
Well, the secret to that is really quite simple. We design all of our AGCO power engines from the ground up to go into ag applications. These aren't engines that are retrofitted from another industry like the on-road business and put into an ag application. They're designed for these kinds of applications in mind. In fact, when you take a look at the dyno tests again, comparing the Challenger MT600D, again, sustaining a very high level of torque across a wide range of engine RPMs compared to that of the Case Magnum, you'll notice that they achieve peak torque, but again, it drops off very quickly.
Well, the stats certainly don't lie, but really, it's most important in this round to what the growers say. Let's see how they scored it here in the tillage lap.